Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Fine, Max Wild, Aaron, Dylan, BA. Let's talk here real quick. What time is it? We got 4 minutes till market open. You've got a little bit of a range here. If we lose it, it's bearish. If we lose it, it's bearish. And that goes to Fine's first question. And Fine's first question is if looking for a 15-minute break of structure inside of this zone, is it too risky to put your stop above the high that created the local 15-minute break inside of supply? My answer is, maybe a little bit more risky, but not a lot bit more risky. That's exactly how I would look at that. Because what's happening here is you've got your break of structure and you've got your supply, right? And we all kind of know that. When it comes back up in here and then breaks again, and like I consider this a reconfirmation. To me, this is the confirmation that we have broken and should be setting lower highs and lower lows, right? Um, this would be a reconfirmation of that same information. It would be like, yeah, no, it's like really happening. And so for that reason, I think you can get away with putting your stop above the local high on the 15-minute after a break of this than needing to cover like all the way this higher high or all of this supply. Having said that, of course, it's always better to have less risk, but less reward, right? So that's that question. Let me keep track of my time here. 7:28. Let's go ahead and talk about this local range real quick. Um, and yeah, but because market could open, right? You're gonna break your highest time frame structure in this range by the time you crack this high. You have a touch of supply sitting just on top of it because those two highs touch each other. So if we are to lose this range on market open, I would suggest it would be somewhere out of this area. I would suggest it's going to be somewhere out of that area. Outside of that, all we are doing is holding the range low and rotating back up to the range high and breaking structure along the way. So if this does not happen, we are coming here. And then we'll grab the rest of Fine's questions here in a moment. But market is about to open, so I'm going to suggest that we hang out here for a minute. My volume, not a lot of volume out through this area. Volume picking up at this low seems to have more volume engaged in it than than almost anywhere else in this range outside of when we sort of put in the initial sort of low over here. We've got more volume right here. I am there's stuff on the charts that can still go bullish today, so we'll be talking about that. But I just want to I just want to see what's up here. Okay, so market's open. Market's open. Are we going to push up or down? So pushing down on market open, that's going to give me reservation. It's going to be giving me reservation that they're just pushing down to fill longs. There's still 926 Bitcoin long in the prior candle. So volume is still bullish in this area. It's still expecting upside. And I mean this, I literally mean like since the range low sweep volume is positive. You can't drown these shorts until we get you know, at least back underneath this candle here. So yeah, just something to keep in mind there. It still looks like it wants to push up, which is fine. That is fine. Furthermore, you know, the from your low down here, we have not broken anything bearishly yet. Okay, have not broken anything bearishly yet. That's all going to happen. Yeah, right here. That's the lowest point. I'm going to say that's our pending break, and I'm going to say if that does break, that we are coming at least back down to 82.055. Yeah, it seems a lot like 82.055 to me. This chart's kind of a wreck. I'm really looking forward to moving on to a clean Bitcoin chart to talk about other stuff later. I just want to see if there's any manner of demand in here that warrants some attention. There is. I knew it was in here. You have a little 1 hour order block right here. I want downside, but I'm just going to follow the structure. More longs, shorts, but not enough. It's Wednesday. All right, let me get back over to, oops, didn't mean to hit that button. I was trying to get back over to chat because I haven't checked that in a minute. I don't think I said good morning to Alexandria G. I feel like I didn't do that. And Max Wild, good morning. No, I typically don't ever enter a trade prior to market open. If I'm not I mean, you know, if I sorry. Sorry, that could have been loud. If I have a position open from the prior day, well then, you know, I mean that's obviously an exception, but no, I don't open I typically never open a position prior to market open. Like if I for me market opens at 7:30 a.m. It's really rare that I would be executing a position at 7 a.m. Right? Like this was probably 7 a.m. ish down here, right? It was pre-market open. I'm going, okay, we're sweeping a low of a range. We could be rotating back up to the top of the range. I'm not taking that because market is about to open. Also, there was nothing great to confirm it structurally down here, so there's two reasons not to take it, not just one. All right, what are we doing? What are we doing, Bitcoin? Super undecided on market open so far. His market is the entire all volume traded on market open is still traded inside bar to the previous candle before market open. Every ounce of every bit of position is still trading in between this bullish candle that existed prior to market open. So very undecided in my opinion. I mean, if I had to say anything, I would say I have no evidence to suggest that we're not coming here next. because this to me is not a break. On the 15, it's not a break. Sorry. What I wanted to do is I wanted to delete this, and I wanted to go to the 15 and see the and recognize that's still just a wick. We got some other stuff to look at today. What am I waiting for before I can move on from this chart and start talking about other things? I am waiting for, yeah, I'm waiting to see price closing up into this zone. God, then that's still gonna make me want to sit here and watch it though. Huh. So what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do about that? I'm gonna put an alert here. Magnet, go away for now. Put an alert there. And let's put one on the top, box that sucker in, and wait for it to yell at us, and then we can come back and look at it. So I got more questions to answer. All right, next question. Do you consider this to have mitigated supply, specifically the red box I drew? Okay, and that is on the 15-minute time frame. Okay. Let me get a blank chart going over here. I think like Binance or something. And let's remove all of this. And 15. All right. Oh, and the alert's yelling at us. Okay. Okay, so now we have recovered this entire bullish candle. But we still have not closed below that bullish candle. Oh, watching market open is not necessarily boring for me, but it's I feel like it's boring for streaming. Feel like it's boring for streaming. Let's put that back down there, and let's go back away from that. All right, so finally was on the 15-minute. The question was, do I consider this supply here to have been mitigated by this? Answer to that question is yes. Answer to that question is yes. Because furthermore, like, so yes, you break here, right? Forming your supply, but there was a range with, like, within a range here. You also broke here, meaning that this was the top section of your supply here, and it too has mitigation on it. So yes, I would say that this is mitigated. I would say that that is mitigated, which we'll go to yeah, because I'm going to talk about a bullish scenario today. I am going to be talking about a bullish scenario. So really, we are dealing with this right now, and if we don't get resistance there, we could actually come up significantly. Now this doesn't look particularly good, huh? Yeah, that doesn't look particularly great. So we come under the this range low right here, We, purge a little bit of liquidity. There's some long orders sitting down there. We come up and we can't crack the high, right? Um, boom, 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 boom. Can't crack the high. You come back for the low. All right, and so we can my only concern though is that there's still what if you just wick down into this. Say we actually get a close above here and a wick down into demand. Um, well, if that doesn't, let's put it this way: if that wick doesn't close below here on the 15-minute, then if you stair step this, you still don't have a break here. Right? If this closes back up above this point on your 15-minute time frame, then I still don't have a break. In all reality, that would have probably been a really decent scalp. I'm just more interested in, I guess, I don't know, whatever. I'm just more interested in talking than I was in trading that. Sometimes it happens. Like if your bandwidth is being used to describe what's going on, you may not be thinking about how to profit from it. All right, so that was an answer on the second question. There's a lot of good questions. Let's get another one in here. Question two. Absolutely no sign of mitigation on the 4 hour. Let's check that 4 hour. See if they have spotted something that I didn't spot. Yeah, it's hard to see, isn't it? It's hard to see it on the 4 hour. It is hard to see it on the 4 hour, but yeah, you gotta have a pretty close eye for it. Um, there's this big wick right here. See, if you took this bearish candle right here and slid it over position one to here so that this candle actually looked like this. I don't know if it'll let me draw it. Probably won't. No, it won't let me draw it. But if that was all one candle, then I would say that there really is no clear evidence of mitigation in the 4 hour. But I can see that this wick was a significant buyback. Um, and so what do I mean here? What do I mean here? Let's look at it maybe a different way. Let's go up from the 4 hour. Yeah. Doesn't it can't get it to meet the one candle rule on any time frame that I'm finding. And see, yeah, you drop it to the one, and you can see that this is essentially your bullish 4 hour candle is a combination of these three candles here, where it went down and then back up. So this is the high of your 4 hour candle right here, and this is the low of your 4 hour candle right here. So it's hard to see on the 4 hour. The only indication is this wick right here. That's the only indication you get on the 4 hour that there's something going on interior. And then when you start dropping down to the 15, that's where you begin to see it all. And you go, oh, okay, oh, okay. So that did get tapped. So we're really dealing with this right now. And things are going to get pretty bullish up above this, by the way. If you ask me, anyway, I think things will get pretty bullish above that. All right. See, just not a significant close below that low yet. And then I think the last question was about refining take profits. And you've got that indicated on the daily, so let's go talk about that. Let's go talk about that. So essentially saying that, like, if we could trade this down to here, and we can enter this somewhere along here. I'm going to rough this out. I probably don't have it as clean as they do on their chart, but whatever, something in this neighborhood, right? Something in this neighborhood is what Fine was indicating, going like, okay, yeah, so you're 100% correct about TP1. You're 100% correct about TP1. Now let's look at TP1. Actually, see, I wonder. So you've got stop at 88,764. Let me get that on here. No, it's entry stop 88,764, and you've got entry, I think, at 86,059. Okay, boom. So here's where I look at it, because I'm with you. Like, I have nothing logical for stop loss or for take profits in between these two. I don't have anything that stands out to me as super logical. Maybe you have a little bit of something in this area. Um, I get it. I would look to define stop losses by risk to reward. So in this specific scenario, or theoretical example that we're working on here, target one is 1.45 away. Well, by the time you get to, like 3R, in my opinion, by the time you've achieved 3R, you already have a great trade. You already risked $1 to make three. Um, so regardless, why not, right? Why not pay yourself at a 3R? Because if this thing breaks at any point in time, it could turn around, come back in here to mitigate before coming down further. So if you've paid yourself at a 1.42, maybe you pay yourself again at a 2.5 or a 3R. um, but look at it, instead of going like, oh, I'm gonna wait because I have an obvious technical target of some manner, which I just don't have. um, just approach it purely from the perspective of, I have risked an amount of money, and with the intention of making profit, and just look at it as a simple management of risk. You know what I mean? Once you hit a 3R trade, you're great. I look at 3R trades for a specific reason, because if you're looking at a range, and you have the discount of the range, and you have the premium of the range, and you take a long trade at a discount, well, premium is the top of the range is 3R, right? Like, that's just how that works. So trading discount to premium should always put you somewhere between that 2 to 3R. And so I would just simply look at it from this perspective, and go like, any trade I make should be here, and should be closed here. If you can get better than that, sweet. Other things to look at, other ways to manage this, is that, let's delete this here real quick. Let's say that you're coming down. You're doing great. You're coming down. We break. Let's go to the 4 hour real quick. So we're coming down. We break that low on the 4 hour. So we have a 4 hour break of structure. Shit, what's happening over here? Okay, now we broke that low. Now we broke that low, and now I'm super regretting not having been in that trade. But it's okay because there wasn't. I mean, it's one of those where I'm like, okay, well, if you can't clear that high, then you're going to come back for the low. But where was my structure to confirm an entry? I didn't see it. Okay, I don't see it. I don't see any structure from this low that's coming up to this high and flipping and reversing its flow. I just don't see it. And so little tough for me to make an entry there. Little tough for me to make an entry there. But we did go down. Where's my little alert lines? Where did those go? Don't I have like alerts around here somewhere? And why weren't they yelling at me? Did I miss it? All right, now I want to know if it comes back above this high. Because we have interacted with demand. And so if we come back up and break this guy, then you're starting to change this flow, right? Starting to change that flow and starting to re-aim back up at these. Yep. That's where I'm at still. So nothing over here that I am, I mean, like this outside of this, just kind of a Hail Mary sort of thing, because you are in supply and you have formed a range. And we did, kind of breach the range. I mean, like, there just wasn't anything really tight on market structure in that area to go, well, duh, gotta hit the sell button for me, even though I can, yeah, it makes all the sense in the world to me. It's just, yeah, I don't know, whatever. Okay, yes, that would be kind of like breaking up TPs along the way. Hopefully, was I in the middle of saying? Oh yeah, I was in the middle of saying something. Okay, so so you break your 4 hour, and you're coming down. You're setting lower highs and lower lows and lower highs and lower lows. Trailing a stop loss through this area is probably not a bad idea. Let's say this is our stop loss right here, and we crack this low, right? And then by the time we crack this low again, and then we're down here, it's like, okay, maybe we move that stop down to here. We come up, we come down, we crack that low again. Maybe you start trailing that stop loss down again. We come up, we crack the low again. Maybe you start trailing that stop loss down again. Because what if this happens? If this happens at any point in time, well, then you should probably look at taking profit again. And maybe this trailing stop loss isn't a 100% stop loss, right? Or rather, maybe that's a trailing like take profit, where you're like, if at any point in time this occurs during the trend, I want it to close out half of my trade, or 60% of my trade, or some amount of my trade. So that would be another way to like kind of protect yourself as you cruise down through this area, in the event that we do one of these and we back test back in here before dropping further. That's another idea in that area. Why didn't I short it? Why didn't I short it, guys? Sorry, it's okay. All right, now I haven't been in chat in a hot minute. What did you guys yell? Drew, do you ever enter trades before? No, we got that one. Hey, Dylan BA, I'm glad that market structure video made a little light pop off for you. Barina, top of the morning. Anthony Soprano, good morning. Let's see here. Indeed, lots of them. Taking notes, person. Tom Lee is still alive. That's phenomenal news. I'm glad that you find, my sort of live technical analysis as they move to be handy. Good morning, Reaper. When trading a local range, do you typically enter discount slash premium from strong lows, strong highs versus weak lows, weak highs? When trading a local range, do you typically enter into discount or premium from strong highs? Oh yeah. So Max Wild's question is, I believe, let's use this. It has less on it. Can we like delete everything on this chart? What is all this stuff? Just delete it all. So Max Wild is saying, let's see here. We go boom, 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 boom. Okay, so we've broken structure. We have a strong high, and we have a weak low. Yes, in a perfect world, I want to enter in discount, or I'm sorry, in premium in this circumstance for a trade back down to discount. In this circumstance, that is ideally what I want to do here. Now, having said that, this entire section is going to be supply in my book. So ideally, I want here because it gives me a 3R all the way back to the low. So ideally, I do want there. But if structure is flowing back up into supply and breaks here, well then I have to enter before we get to premium. I have to enter in here now. But ideally, I would like to be in premium in this hypothetical situation. I would ideally like to be in premium. I would like this transition to occur in premium, but I don't get to pick where that transition occurs, and so therefore, I have to take this wherever it presents. But it's cool if it can. It's definitely preferred if it can get up there. But in this little doodle bug that I have drawn, we can see that this can still, depending upon what confirmations you get, you can still end up with a similar risk to reward ratio. You can still end up with that. Um, yeah, it can get a little bit better if like this happens up here and I see that break, then I'm only going to cover that high, and then my risk to reward is going to pump up. I didn't use a short tool there, so I can't actually measure it, but um, but yeah, I would much prefer to be back up into premium. Oh no! Oh yeah! I missed the second part of the question. I missed the second part of the question. So we were doing this. Um, we were doing this. What were we doing? We were doing something like this, right? And so we break. Price starts pulling up. Let's use one of these guys. Price starts pulling up. We have a strong low, or I'm sorry, a strong high, and we have a weak low. And so Max is asking, he's going, okay, well, so you're in discount of the range right now. And I think what he's saying is, will I long from discount and aim towards premium? Um, the answer to that is no. The answer to that is no. There's going to be rare exceptions for that. Uh, so let's say let's redraw this leg. Let's say that this leg, as it comes down, does one of these. Right now, that is what I'm going to need to see in order to even consider it versus this. This is never going to work for me. This here is never going to work for me. This here may work for me. But we start to have some problems. We're doodling here, so bear with me. Um, in this circumstance, premium is indeed 3R away. But let's say that this high was actually here, and not that low. Well, now premium is 1.5 ROA, and it may reject before it ever gets to premium. It may reject before it ever hits there, right? Before it ever, and so if it rejects prior to premium, then you're at a 1R. So it really is going to depend on what the structure looks like down here. If there's a little something like this, and I can refine that down to this, and there's, you know, and then there's like maybe a fair value gap in this area, and my order block does indeed sit up here, you know, maybe there's a couple of things that could change it. Like, you know, if you're breaking and there's a fair value gap and your resistance really isn't up until you know, premium, then sure. Then in that case, like, maybe it's way more risky. It's way more risky, but I could see the temptation to do it. But you know, if you know, there's so many different ways that this could go, right? Like, structure can develop in many different ways. What if it's coming down through here in a manner that looks like this? And then it's like, okay, you see your break there, but it's like you have supply here still. You have supply here still that has not been mitigated. Um, maybe you even have supply here still. Oh, it's not. That was too high because that shows mitigation. Maybe you have supply here still. Right now, this is a circumstance where even if I see this break here, I'm like, yeah, we broke, but we're breaking right into supply, and things are still under bearish market structure. So why would I want to fight against the waves? I don't want to fight against the tide in that circumstance. Yeah, I don't want to fight against the tide in those circumstances. What happened over here on the Bitcoin chart? You son of a bitch, you. Oh, that sucks. All right, let's go. I desperately want to clean that chart up, but maybe we'll just go use this Bybit chart or Binance chart for a minute, see what we can find. I would approach it this way currently. Get an alert on here. Let's for bar. And let's hope for some retracement. That's how I would approach that currently. Check my smaller time frame. Yeah. Because if you come up above this high, you're gonna be putting in a 5 minute break of structure, and things are gonna look fairly bullish. So I would suggest that it should a retest in between 86,369 and 85,537. I would say that is something that I am looking forward to. Yeah, I would say that that is something I'm looking forward to. Max, you're more than welcome. I wish more people would ask questions, because obviously, if you're asking a question, then you know you're seeking a piece of information, but maybe somebody else didn't even think to ask that question, right? And then they go, "Holy shit, that was a great question. I'm glad somebody asked that," right? And then they learn too. And then furthermore, it challenges me to use my brain, which every time I do that forces me to learn as well, or if nothing else, it forces me to like. Um, repetitive, like it forces repetition in my thoughts, and reinforces it helps reinforce my understanding of the concepts. So anytime somebody asks a question, everybody learns, including me. Yeah, really like the the lowest section on this, because right here is where you have an opportunity to change the structure of this leg. So just a little boom, boom, something along those lines. That's what I would like. That's what I would like. It'd be really nice. It'd be really nice. It'd be really nice. Does it happen right here though? What do we have as a percentage in this area of a difference between those? 0.57. Is it enough to fight it? No, it's not enough to fight it for me. I am going to go ahead and short here. I'm still going to stop here though. Right, because if we adjust this down to here, it should still be well within a 3R. Close enough. Close enough for me. All right. So, let's do some more questions. I've got another 20 minutes or so. Actually, let me double check my calendar because I made a mistake yesterday and then there was people waiting on me. Fuck's my calendar? Do I not have it like on my favorites bar? Where is my calendar? Calendar. Calendar. All right. I don't have anything really kicking off for a little bit still, so I'll get on that. Oh my God, it worked. Yeah, Alex, Alex, I apologize. I have not responded to your DMs yet. My bad, because especially because I was the one that reached out to you. Yes, Max, I am in. Um, I'm glad the transfer worked, but I do want to go through the settings with you. I might even just shoot a little video from my phone of the settings I'm using, so we can confirm that we're both using the same settings, and move along from there. Did you guys get any? You guys get any piece of action over on your stream? Who are the Trump tariffs even benefiting if American companies aren't even liking them? Dieter, who are the? Well, I mean, I can see a circumstance in which American companies may not like the tariffs, because they're used to getting their products overseas and marking them up 500% and reselling them to Americans. So I can totally understand why they're like, these suck. It's totally fucking up our bottom line. I have very little sympathy for those companies at all whatsoever. I think those companies need to get back to manufacturing things here. And so if they don't like the tariffs, personally, I don't care. I think we have a lot of healing as a nation to do financially and a lot of restructuring to do. And we have subletted way too much of our things to other countries. And that's just my personal opinion, right? Just my personal opinion. Shorted, yeah. Now, did you get this though? Did you get this? Because I'm kind of pissed I didn't. I'm kind of pissed I didn't get that. We were looking at that on Market Open, and I mean, I'm pissed because it's a far better risk to reward than what I've got my hands on right now. But I just didn't. I didn't have anything to confirm it. Did you guys get a? I don't know. Whatever. I didn't have anything to confirm it. Oh yeah. Hey guys, I wanted to go talk about bullish things. Let's talk about some bullish things. I wanted to talk about some bullish things. I wanted to do a little bit more macro TA here. I want to say that we have a range of price here. This guy. And I want to look at the fact that we have not closed below the deviation threshold. We still have an opportunity to flip things bullish. Still have an opportunity to flip things bullish. I think everybody would agree with me that that this would look really sexy. A break back up above there. I think we could get clear back up into here. Unless this little asshole 4-hour order block intends to just crap upon everybody's parades. But this would represent a change in 4-hour market structure back to bullish. And so even if this happened and I saw it would be hella bullish. Let me just put it that way. It would be hella bullish in my opinion. Like it would feel like it'd feel like if you've switched 4-hour market structure back to bullish here, right? Back to bullish, then it would sure as hell start to feel a lot like me that we could retrace, and that we would then have to flip something like 4-hour structure back to bearish, somewhere probably much higher on the chart. And anything short of doing that, now I know we haven't broke 4-hour structure bullishly yet. I get it. But in the event that we did, and did not then flip 4-hour structure back to bearish prior to at least 100K, if this didn't occur prior to 100K, then I think we could literally rotate back to the all-time high. That's what I think. That's what I think. So I guess we should probably put a I'm gonna put an alert on that thing, because I want to know if we are going to make an attempt to flip 4-hour structure to bullish. And furthermore, I would say, yeah. Furthermore, I would say that we last night confirmed this as a range. That's not the template I wanted. Yes, we have set a high, we have set a low, and we have retraced 50% of the way up. So that confirms this entire area as a range for me, and now gives me permission to long the low. And then furthermore, let me check if this is going to be an accurate statement. Yeah. And then furthermore, if that low were to hold, let's get my zigzags off of here. Let's get the highlighters off of here too, because those are always ugly. Where's my zigzags? Let's get those zigzags off of here. And so because this area here has confirmed as a range, giving me permission to long the low, then if we were to come back, and we'll just come from here, touch the low, and then come back and crack this high, then that in and of itself is going to switch your 4-hour market structure to bullish, which for the record, has been bearish since here. Okay, so that would represent the very first transition in 4-hour market structure since the bearish transition that occurred here. It would be the very first transition back to bullish. It would be the very first thing that looked like this. All right, so that's my kind of bullish sort of thing. And then I got more I want to talk about, So when we look at our prior accumulation range that occurred just beneath the prior all-time high, we have this entire accumulation range here. And we know that I've been looking at this since it was created. Don't play with me. I've been looking at this zone, talking about how hot and juicy and sexy it is since the day it was made, literally since here. Now, furthermore, let's go to the daily chart and let's look at volume. This isn't the chart I want. Let me go to the Coinbase chart. There we go. That's the candle I wanted. This is the candle I wanted. This bullish impulse candle, the one that cracked the all-time high. And I consider this a crack of like the all-time high of all-time highs, because this to me was an SFP of this. This to me didn't clear that. So this is the candle right here that broke both of these and put Bitcoin on a tear to the upside. That's the one, right? That's the candle. And if you look at that candle on the Coinbase chart, it has a 30.5K volume. I'm rounding up. Give me a break. It has a 30.5K volume, okay? There's no other candle that has that amount of volume outside of the low that was put in the prior accumulation range, which had 45,000 volume to it, okay? So this candle right here, this one right here, this is what caused this, that caused that move, okay? Why is that important to me? Because if this bull market is to continue, well, then I would suggest that the people who created a reality in which Bitcoin achieved a $100,000 price level, the people who created that reality, if they are still bullish, price does not go below here. Whoever created the reality of $100,000 created it from here. If they are not bullish on this still, of coming up back to 100K or higher, then it's bad, guys. It's bad. It's bad. These are the market participants that created the reality of $100,000 Bitcoin. So if they let price go below here, what does that tell you about how they feel? The literal people that created the reality of $100,000 Bitcoin, if they let it go below that point, what does that tell you about how they feel about the asset? Think about that. And this is the vector of all vectors, in my opinion. So if we come back down into this prior demand range, you can imagine why I don't want to lose this. I would say that if we did, we could see a large retracement back up. But I would be, let me put it this way. If we break this zone, then any retracement that occurs, no matter how high it goes, unless it cracks the all-time high, I'm going to treat it as though it were this retracement here. I'm going to treat it as if it is this. If we lose that zone, the top zone, that this top zone, my Trump strategic reserve zone, if we lose it and then start coming back up, I'm going to treat that leg of price as though it were this leg of price. This one right here. Meaning that if we start coming up out of here, let me delete some of this stuff. Let me draw this out. So price fills the fair value gap, comes in, comes down deep into this demand range, and then it starts coming up. I see a shift in 4-hour market structure anywhere on here. It does not have to make it up this high. I see a shift in 1 to 4-hour market structure on here. I'm likely to sell every crypto asset I own. Even if that were to occur, here, without ever making it back up into this area here. Yes, I feel very, very strongly that if we are in a bull market and meant for higher prices up, 100,000 or higher, that price should not trade below 66,783. Matter of fact, it shouldn't even get there. It should be halfway through this at 70K. Yep. I said it. I said what I said. Stop me out. Took 200 for the market. I'm DCAing. You on that DCA thing. I'm just gonna give you the same exact advice that Alex gave. I want to say yesterday on his stream, or potentially in the Discord session yesterday. Wouldn't you feel better about DCAing after something like this has occurred? Right? Any like a 4-hour transition in structure. I think it's better to. I just feel it's better to DCA than let the structure show its hand, and then DCA. That's just I'm taking that advice from Alex. Alex gave that advice yesterday. I'm taking that advice. I think that was really solid advice. Yeah, what happened up in her? What? Oh, we weren't on this chart. I was like, why does this look so much different? There we go. Now I get it. All right, so now we just hit the high. Just hit that high, so we can take that box off. And this is the high that would change the structure of this leg of price here. Where did the low come in? The low took out this liquidity. Hold on. Hold please. Let me get up to the 2. Let's get up to the 10. Let's delete this. Go away. I need to read. Yep, go away. Get all this stuff needs to get out of my way. Let's go up to the 15. Let's go up to the 30. Man, I swear I was seeing something in here. What I was seeing is that we have these semi-equal lows here. So there is liquidity in this area. And that just beneath it is where we had put in this break. Created the tiniest of inefficiencies, but it is there nonetheless. Put in that break that ultimately took us above this high and higher, meaning that yes, indeed, there is demand here. It's not super strong demand. I don't love it, but oh, did we not? Okay, I lied. I don't know. It just got so close, so close. I just, anytime I yeah, because it disrespected this small amount of supply and went as high as the high right there. I'm like, well, wait a minute, what the hell? What did we hit something? Did I miss something? Anytime something happens on a chart where I'm like, whoa, I'm surprised. I have to find out. Like that typically means I missed something, and so I have to know what I missed. I have to know what I missed. All right, and just as the same as this is the high that if you break switches this market structure to bullish, that also means that this is the low that you must break to switch this market structure from this low to this high back to bearish. If you want to get real technical about it, you have a 1 minute order block right there. So this line is deserving of an alert. I'm probably over time. I think I'm over time. That is worth an alert for sure. And let's see, this is the zone of market open entries. That's where everybody stepped in on market open and drug price below this low. Those market participants are here, and so let's theorize a couple of things about those guys, right? Um, those people entered the market today. Today they entered the market. Okay, so if they intend to defend their position, well then that's a zone that you should be interested in. If this gets cut through, that's bullish. That's bullish. That to me says that market participants open to bring it down and fill longs, and that was their intention all along. But I mean, let's the market, that's little small time frame market structure. We still lost 15. Is it as high as 30? We lost 30-minute structure um, out of supply. Like all this stuff up here is supply. You got a 30-minute order block right there. Obviously, all of this is supply. Though we did determine that that had mitigation upon it. So this is all supply. You hit right into the center of it, right where the 15-minute order block was. This is where the market participants entered. They filled their positions here and then incurred 1, 2, 3 consecutive bearish candles, 1 bullish, 4, 5 bearish candles with 1 bullish in between. That is where they entered. This is where they entered. This is where it went up to fill their positions and down. Okay, and we lost that structure. So all I'm saying is, yeah, that's just a thing. It's on the chart, and it can't not be on the chart. It's just a reality that we're living in right now. It is a reality that we're living in. It's got a little ugly. I want to take that away. I want to look at the. So we hit that, come down here. Bit of a supply chain not mitigated though. A little die off in volume. Well, whatever it is, what it is. I have accepted my fate this morning. That position that I was building on yesterday, I did get stopped out of it, and not at a huge loss. I did take a loss on it, but yeah, it wasn't a huge loss. I managed to I was able to manage my risk really well. In all reality, what saved my ass was when this high hit this high, I added to my short here. There was a significant add to my short, and I took profit below this low. Had I not added here and removed down in here, I would have been pretty screwed. Then we came back up into here. I took a tiny chunk off down in there. had I not been actively trying to manage my risk on that position, I would have taken a full L. It would have been over a 1% loss. But fortunately, I was able to save a little face down there. Let me look a little closer in here and see if we have changed anything about market structure. And I am going to have to leave here very soon. I do need to leave here very soon. Okay, those do touch. So structure technically has an opportunity to shift bearish on the 1 minute here. Move that up now. All right, so let me see if I missed any question. My stop loss, 86,375. Which will change. I'll tell you right now. If we come down and hit this low, my stop loss goes here. That's if we come down and hit that low. My stop loss will get moved to there. And yeah, I am I'm like really running out of time. So this is 100% your opportunity to this is 100% your opportunity to ask some more questions. Or I have to get on out of here. While I'm waiting to see if there's any additional questions, I'm going to do a little bit of BTC recapping. Obviously, market structure is super bearish, and we have lost the range low. So expectational order flow at this time shall remain to be what it has been for a long time, which is just lower highs and lower lows, whatever we'll get up here. Just lower high, lower low, lower high, or I'm sorry, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. That's expectational order flow currently. All of that changes when one of two things happens. Price right now comes up above 89,367 and breaks it. That changes your 4-hour market structure back to bullish. That's one thing that will change that. Another thing is if this low holds and we come back up here and break, that flips structure back to bullish, and that looks hella good. That looks really goddamn good. Outside of that, we can trade with an expectation of achieving this low because this low is weak and this high is strong. That high is strong, and this is a weak low, and that is a strong high up there. So we can trade with an expectation of achieving 82,220, in my opinion. And I don't know if there's anything else to mention. Let's see. What else can I mention? I can mention that if price were to come here, and break here, that wouldn't be a super bearish look, now would it? And then if price were to come back in here, I think I would be very interested in attempting to run it from here to here. I don't know where it would mitigate yet because those candles don't exist. Yeah, that's what I have right now. Now, expectationally, that up stuff shouldn't be happening, right? I have no evidence to suggest that up stuff should be happening right now, which is why I am short and not long. But Yeah, that's my recap. That's my recap. All right, so let's see what else we got in here. Thanks for learned a lot today. Glad you learned. Can you look at Cato real quick? Yeah, I could probably do that. Why didn't that area work for us yesterday? Unless you already answered that. Yeah, Luke, hit me up on Discord. Clarify that question. I'm not. I go through so much stuff so fast, and there's a lag in YouTube, so I'm not too sure what you're referring to there. Aave is one of the few coins that swept the low from the beginning of February and is more likely to rotate back up before going lower. Let's take a look at Aave real quick. Let's take a look at that other one. Now you guys want to hit me with the coins. Now you want to hit me with the coins. Aave. Let's go to the 4 hour. Okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, Anthony. So yes, I do agree that failure to close below that low looks great. Um, the and price action is sketchy because currently it is still under this situation of bearish market structure here. Right, your higher time frame stuff is just break after break after break, right? Like breaks and breaks and breaks and breaks, right? So nothing can shift bullish. Let's check the 15 and see what we have on the 15. Nothing but liquidity and an order block and liquidity. Okay, cool. So for Aave, because it did hold that low, I would suggest that you just keep your bias in your pocket for now, and just trade the range that it has presented. Okay, so all we have done so far is we have set the low of the range and we have set the high of the range. Both levels are unchallenged. Furthermore, you have a range that is interior to that range, which is this one right here, and it has failed the low of that as well. So let's see, we have set the high, and that happened second. No. Set the low first, set the high second. We come down to discount, we rotate back up to premium, we set our high, we set our low, we sweep our high, we sweep our low. This low is weak on the bottom. This is still a weak low. But yeah, I mean, it really does look like it wants to come up here, Anthony. It really does look like it wants to come up there. Let's adjust this to the new range high. I think if you do have an opportunity to short it, it should be from one of these areas up here. I don't even know if this is leverage tradable, but it should be from one of those areas up there with a potential target as low as this thing down here. And there's no reason that you can't look to long the low as well. In my opinion, there's probably some stuff that can happen in between, and also I would say if you get if you do rotate from this low up and we do crack up out of this range, then I would say you're trading up into 222-ish, whatever that is, yeah, 222-ish, and looking to fill this gap. But yeah, it really doesn't look so hateful there. I mean, I can see a circumstance, guys, where I'm actually wrong on this short today. I'm prepared to take an L 2 days in a row here, because being wrong on the short that I entered this morning is really good news for me. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at on Aave. Play this range first, and then play this range second. Play your exterior range second. Let's drop down to the 5 and see if there's some resistance. Yeah, so it's like it's kind of trading into this supply right here. So if you lose this low right here, then you are likely headed back down to the bottom of the range. And if you clear like up through supply here, I think you're ultimately coming up to zones like that. I think this is the only thing that's holding you back from rotating back up to the high of the range. And then what was that weird coin that somebody Kaito, this thing. We have history, not on this chart. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to know. I'd love to know what the if there's more to this, but I can do TA on what we have locally. It's not a problem. We can. Okay, so still bonus. Let me look a little closer here. Let's just draw this structure real fast. So kind of arranging behavior here. Broke up from that portion of the range to here. We have demand right here. Sweep out all the lows here. Bar stuff. So you don't quite have 1 hour structure up here, so we're going to call it 30-minute structure because it is 30-minute structure. You're at a very significant low right now. You do have support right underneath you. So I can absolutely see a circumstance in which this does come back up for the high. But you have an opportunity to break your highest time frame structure that brought you from this low to this high. You have an opportunity to break that right here. So if that structure were to break bearishly, I'd be pretty cautious here. It should hit this demand and it should get up out of here in a hurry. You shouldn't see 30-minute candle bodies closing down this low like this. That's not bullish. 30-minute candle bodies closing way down into here is not particularly bullish. As it stands right now, I would be careful of this general zone in the event that you are long on this. I don't even know if this is, I'm going to expand this a bit. I don't even know if this is something that's leverage tradable or not. I have no idea what this is. Yeah, I could, I mean, it's all I can tell you right now is it's in discount. Currently, right now, as it stands, it's just in discount. And has support underneath it and has a low that could hold. But outside of that, I don't have too much information for you. Where you took profits and added and stuff. Oh, why didn't that zone work for us yesterday on BTC where I was in the trade and working around? Let's go take a look. Okay, so we're down in here. What was it? I'm trying to remind myself, Luke. I'm trying to remind myself. Why didn't it work? Let's see here. Gosh, you can't. It's so hard to see it. It's so hard to see it. I mean, the essential trouble on it was you just had really significant buy up under that low. That was the essential trouble. And it looked like a break pretty much on every time frame, but it was nonetheless a pretty significant buy up back above the low. And then you know you start to regain strength right here in this area. There's another reason too. I can show you. You start to regain strength after this high. But really what had happened here is in this candle right here, let me zoom in a little bit more. We'll just stick to the 5 minute, that's fine. In this candle, 5 minute candle right here, you had 16,246 short Bitcoin on whatever this chart is, Binance, right? And then in this candle right here, you had 8,000. 8,000 plus 16,000 is 24,000, I believe. 24,000 Bitcoin were short beneath this line right here. And that's just adding this candle and this candle together. We can see that there are other shorts in here. So I think they just trapped the late shorts. I think they just trapped the late shorts. There was a whole lot of shorts right here, and there was a whole lot of shorts right here. Massive shorts, way late to the game, and they trapped him and they took their money from him. They buried him in their positions and they took their money from him, and that's what happened. That's what happened. They just trapped those shorts down there. All right, I super went over my time, but the questions were good, so I didn't want to stop. Thanks for joining me. You guys are, you guys will never know how much you guys mean to me. All right, if we developed some higher time frame structure than 1 minute, thank God we finally developed structure that was better than 1 minute structure. We've got 2 minute structure now. So maybe I catch another L today. Maybe I catch another L today. I mean, I did yesterday. Ended up green because I was able to short the top of this, and paid myself here on that short. Was it there? Maybe it was here. Actually, no, I paid myself here on that short. And so I was already up pretty good. Like there was no way to drag the day into the red because that was a really good trade for me. It had a really good risk to reward. I'd made like 6% on the account there. It had a really good risk to reward to it. Yeah, so hoping and praying that we break down. Structure is still technically bearish, so it is what it is. We're just gonna aim for that week low and hope for the best. That's what I'm doing. You guys, have a really good day. Take care. Thanks for joining me. Cheers, deuces, all that.